Hello there and welcome. Today's video will actually be a summary, or rather an edited version of last Sunday's stream, where I did the impossible difficulty challenge and tried to survive a full season with Red Bull. Now, the impossible difficulty, if you don't know, is a custom difficulty that can be applied through an editor. And as you watch this video, you'll probably realize why it's named impossible. But yeah, hope you enjoy. It's been condensed quite a bit this video. It was a 7-hour stream, so I hope you still enjoy it. Thank you for watching. For those of you who might not know, maybe I should go through, before we get into this, what exactly is going to happen. So we're going to take a quick look at the editor. Hey baby KK, don't worry, hope you have fun is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we are going to quickly switch over to the editor. And maybe it's better to zoom a little bit more in. So basically what I've done for this save is used the editor to apply the impossible difficulty. And I thought it would be a good idea to go over what these settings actually do to the game, so you can kind of understand why I believe I'll get fired. So, game difficulty impossible. The ultra lightweight parts there, pretty straightforward. The AI now always makes 0 kilogram parts. They get a similar boost to what the player does. A massive research boost is straight up just that the AI gets extra expertise when they do research. So I'll never out-research them. Stats boost plus 2.1%. This one is scary. And what I mean by that is straight up that whenever the AI finishes a project, they get an extra 2.1 expertise boost for that project. And that's going to rack up really, really quick. So every design they make, they're going to be leapfrogging us pretty drastically. They also have the design times reduced by 20%. They start with a factory level 5. And every time they design something, every time they finish their design, they get 2 free parts. They get 2 free parts. So whenever a design is complete, 2 free parts, put it on the car, destroy me is basically what's going to happen. So yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. Also, one more thing before I switch over. Sorry about that. I thought there was one more thing that we might want to take a quick look at, and that is the things in the background. So we're starting at Red Bull. We have the highest tier of performance right now. Sauber has 41 as the lowest, with the highest at 58.5. Let's see how this looks a little bit further into this. I guess you could call it playthrough. Self-inflicted punishment is probably a more accurate term. I'll be perfectly honest. But yeah, let's get into it. So, as have been mentioned here, one of our priorities is probably going to be to replace Perez. But honestly, that isn't really that high of a priority. He's 86 rated. That's not bad. We could, of course, say snatch Alonso as an improvement. But I think the first priority here is just going to be to score as many points as we can in the early races. Because if we don't, we're going to be sad. Also, if we do poach another driver, we are going to have to poach the engineer as well, I believe. So we're going to have a little bit of work to do there. So we're going to do the science as we usually do, but because I need to score as many points as possible early on, we are going to rush every design that we can. We are going to be rushing them, and we're going to be putting engineers on them. And even then, we are going to be slower than the AI. Because the AI has so many insane boost supply right now that I think by they're probably going to be fired before halfway point through the season. And it's going to be a fun little challenge. I did have a chat with the creator of this editor, and I will be giving some feedback to hopefully try and balance it slightly better in future. Did I rush the chassis? I did not. Okay. That's a problem. That means I need to cancel this. It's going to cost me a little bit of money, but honestly, it's muscle memory at this point, so let's just take that loss. Like so. And lastly, get some side pods. As I mentioned, the only goal that I have here is to score points early and try and survive as long as possible. Because that is literally all I can do. Okay, our designs are complete. We have 7 million left. How much would it actually cost if we say nab Alonso as a replacement? 5 million plus 4 million. So it would cost us 9. Now, the idea is we could potentially we could actually go ahead and renegotiate Perez's contract first to save a little bit of money. And what we would do is actually renew his contract without a breakout clause. And I believe, I just want to test this too, because I haven't actually done this yet. And I believe this actually just allows me to kind of cheese him in the sense that we can then let him go for free, which basically saves us 4 million. Would this be competitive if I had 100 rated drives and AI had 0 rated drives? I don't know. But I guess it could be something that we would mess around with later on. Okay, Perez has a new contract. Let's go ahead and get Alonso in here, because as you can see now, we've removed Perez from the equation, which is hilarious in some ways. That you can just go for an immediate contract renewal and just not pay them the maximum. Can I get you before season begins? Yes, it's going to cost me a little bit more money to ensure that that happens, but it can be done. I would imagine it would be slightly more competitive, yeah, if we, if I gave myself the best drivers. Okay. I think everything's sorted. I think we can speed ahead. How's the race difficulty in this? So the race difficulty hasn't actually changed with this editor, Philip. The only thing that changes is how the AI does development. And right now it's very overtuned. Even the extra hard difficulty, it's going to see the AI leapfrog. If you are curious about that, you can take a look at the video that is that I made a few days ago that says something about the editor. I don't exactly remember it. But basically, even on extra hard, which is the easiest difficulty, the AI will leapfrog you. But you can pick and choose which modifiers you want. So for instance, you can just choose the... let me just show you quick here, because I'm stumbling. So what you could do here is just go into the editor, go to the impossible settings here, and if you only want ultra lightweight parts, which basically means the AI is running 0 kilogram parts, similar to what the player would do, you can toggle everything else off and just have that as your difficulty. So there's a lot of freedom in how you want to deal with it.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Don't really need to put Verstappen on high overtake aggression, and that is an amazing start. Look at that.
Yeah. You know
Oh.
Okay.
Alonso meet. I'm sorry, but that was just funny. Who's immediately crashed? Who's the first crash of this? Is that Eric? It's teammate on teammate violence, which has become customary. Alonso gets both the Ferraris immediately. That's amazing. It's just too funny to me that Alonso just goes... the race engineer just goes, you know what to do. He just goes, okay, while he overtakes. That's amazing. Have I got a strategy for the ERS and potentially a new engine later this season? Generally, Rebel engines, we are going to need to buy an extra ERS, yes. I don't think we'll survive long enough that I need to consider buying a new engine or ERS. Andrew, basically... I've used the editor to up the difficulty to a level where the AI is going to jump me severely. Yes, put him in the dirt. Go, Alonso. Put Norris in the desert. Yes.
So that has put you P.
I think we try and push here a little bit, because I don't really need to leave Leclerc behind here, that's not really going to be the play. It's just going to be trying to keep outside of the pit windows of the cars behind. So I think we're going to start running a little bit of attack here. And, oh, 3 wide into turn 1. See if we can have Alonso. I love that I put Alonso on full attack and deploy, and Verstappen's just like, nah, I'd win. Yeah, I removed it. I felt it took up a little bit too much of the screen. So I might bring it back. But for now, for this day, we're just gonna test it without. What are my wishes for the noob game? What's missing in my opinion? Honestly, just more depth. Develop the affiliate system into a proper... Yeah, I'm gonna give Alonso a little bit more time to get away from Verstappen. Honestly, we'll do this. Slow it down a little bit. But basically, what I want to see is the affiliate system actually become a talent development system where you can kind of bring in young blood, so to speak, down to, let's say, 15 years old. You can sponsor them a seat in F3, F2. And actually develop a junior driver instead of just, oh, you're now my affiliate, which actually is just a glorified reserve driver. That's what I would love to see. I don't necessarily think we're going to get that extra depth that I want, but I would love to see it added. Same goes for the mentality. It needs a lot of work. Confident mentality systems are both kind of a mess. Durability is actually just a player buff at the moment. So I'd like to see some rework and some changes there. Like, the game looks good, it has a decent base, but the AI is incredibly bad at development, is incredibly bad at research. That needs a fix. Apart from that, I would love multiplayer, but honestly, the reason why I want multiplayer is basically to... This is gonna sound silly. I want multiplayer in order to get rid of bad AI, because a actual living person should be more of a challenge than the AI. That's my main reason for wanting it. But it's probably a pipe dream. We don't even know if we're getting 25. It is in the contract, so to speak. Verstappen should have an easy time in now running away. He has DRS, Leclerc does not. I would love to just have mentality affect, say, single stats interviews, like you say, for instance, but also just have personality traits like, I don't know, basically, you know, late breaker, bends the rules, things like that. It kind of gives bonuses to one stat instead of just like, oh, here's mentality, your boy's happy, he's now 8% better. Across the board. We don't care what his strengths and weaknesses are. We're improving everything equally. I'd just like something to distinguish things, because right now, again, there's no individuality in most things in this game. Like, there's no individuality really in drivers, there's no individuality in teams. So I would like something that kind of changes it up a little bit. Alonso's going to be pitting first because he has less tire. And he's going to be pitting on the next lap, I think. Leclerc's actually pitted. We might need to respond to that if we want to keep the gap. I kind of missed that while chattering about. I think we're still fine staying at one more lap. We shouldn't be able to nab 3 seconds. Hopefully. Because we can still DRS off each other. And with the Verstappen, I can use deploy to gain whatever time we would end up losing, unless he puts them in the shadow realm. Go back to aggressive once I make a gap. The reason why we are going full attack on these mediums is because of how the tire situation is in Bahrain. You can actually check that out yourself if you go to reports, compound performance. So, as you can see, a soft tire has about 0.6 advantage to a medium. There's 300 degradation difference, which means that if a car on a soft and a car on a medium start at the same time and run on the same compound, the soft will be building a gap of 20 laps until they become equal. So basically here at Bahrain, I want to be on the compound that gives us the most pace, which is the soft tire. And if I run a normal soft versus a normal medium for 20 laps, the softs will be quicker than the medium for that entire stint. And running a light soft, we kind of slow down the degradation and kind of extend that advantage even further. So basically, I want to be on 2 light softs here for as long as possible, as it's just going to be a lot quicker than running a medium. There's no point in taking care of the medium if I can do that, which is why we're doing this basically. So we can run full attack here, absolutely fine. It's not actually a problem. It's actually better for us to do that. We're kind of struggling a little bit with Alonso's confidence right now, but he does have a lower ceiling right now than Verstappen, so it's kind of explained by that. But it's still a bit of a problem. Do I not worry about my drivers crashing each other? I always have that problem. Honestly, as long as you can keep the confidence high, or, you know, high, very high, peak, you'll be fine, because that in itself lowers the chance of incidents. And of course, if you're afraid of them crashing, just tune down to low here, and it's gonna, you know, lower the risk even further. Generally, most of the issues that I've had with crashes have come in medium or lower confidence, so it's not a 0 chance. It can still happen, but it's a very, very safe risk here. And building confidence by having them switching back and forth is actually, you know, a payout that is worth the risk in my eyes. If you keep slandering Ferrari like that, I will see you in court. Yeah, it's perfectly fine to run neutral defense. Previous games, rally defend was generally the best option, but Leclerc is also pitting. Nice. Ferrari definitely stole my book if he's on a soft tire. He is. Ferrari stole my book. But yeah, basically in earlier games, sorry, I'm getting back to it here. I'm being a little bit silly. In earlier games, rally defend was very, very good because the AI was bad at overtaking in corners. Now they're a lot better at that, so neutral kind of does the trick a lot better, I'd argue. Do you need someone to represent you? I'm gonna go to the floof court. But yeah, right now, all we need to do is just manage. Even if we run the tires a little bit undercooled, that's fine. Because the only real thing we need to do from this point to the end is just manage versus Leclerc. And that is not a big problem. Even if it overtakes us, it's not a big issue because we can do what we did early in the race, which is recharge energy, then deploy.
It's a fairly heavy accident.
No safety car, please.
A lot of debris on track.
The Alpine makes its presence known. Okay, that's more Sauber's fault than Alpine. Gasly, that's gonna land you some community service, man.
The team glued to
You don't have the British, I was about to say, you don't have the British passport buff. That's dangerous. Is it worth to let the drivers push at the start of the stint to get tire temperature up? It's not a bad strategy, to be fair. But in our case here, it's more like we already hold an advantage in tire over the Ferrari. So I don't feel a need here to push and warm up your tires and lose extra tire because of that. Basically, we already have an advantage. We just need to maintain that. And while it would save you time, yes, to initially to push and warm up those tires, depending on how high degradation is on the track, it might not be worth it. So on low deg tracks, definitely push, warm up the tires. It also seems like some tracks just undercooled tires just lose you a lot more time. So it's a little bit different from track to track too. Kind of hard to explain really. Is Leclerc actually pushing? He is, isn't he? He's at least running standard. Okay, that's fine. We will run with you, Leclerc. That is okay. Hello, Sauber. That's the second time a Sauber has slowed down Leclerc. A second Sauber has hit the Ferrari. At this pace, Verstappen might actually catch Alonso, and this kind of just also proves just how important it is to taking care of your tires in Bahrain. Because Alonso had 3 seconds, but 7%, you know, worse tires. And he's getting caught.
Watch for debris.
It's Russell and Hamilton. Mercedes Civil War, let's go. The fact that he survived that is actually insane.
And for the crew watching on in the garage,
I think it is within DRS too here now. Give Verstappen one more lap and he would have had it. Allow him to use as much tire as Alonso and he would have had it too. So yeah. The hammer us. No penalties. But even that, this kind of works as a little bit of a, you know, proof that you do need to take care of your tires. And Bahrain particularly, and other tracks where the softs have a huge advantage, it's kind of silly.
That's an amazing result also for the whole team, guys.
Okay, mate, so into the pit lane.
What was my thoughts on Sao Paulo? It was amazing. Straight up amazing. So much action.
There you go. P2.
Yeah, I could do more laps. It was enjoyable, so thank you. Thank you, guys.
Is it only me that apart from Antonelli and Lindblad, I can't find any highly rated prospect on routine, even AI generated? Unless you just get them AI generated at the start, the talents in this game are pretty bad. So I do feel I need to give you a proper talent system. It would be nice. Stroll points. Sonoda points. Rick 18th. Rick supporters in shambles. Do I ever tend to favor one driver over the other? Basically, if I need one driver to score maximum points in order to take championship advantage, yes, I will do that. But generally, there just isn't a real point. So if there's no point in favoring another driver, I just will not care. Honestly. Although, to be fair, some people have favorites, that's fine. You can play your favorites in the game. No problem doing that. But unless there's a point to it, I don't see the need. And honestly, it's fair that he does have first as his race target. I'm going to start picking third. Although that's probably going to solve itself really, really soon. Probably by Jeddah. Because as you can see, we're getting our first design tomorrow. And that kind of tells me that the AI is also probably getting their first design tomorrow. Okay, I am gonna start on the new front wing immediately. Yeah, this is kind of what I was. Do you see something I see? Something scary? 13th, 9th, 9th. We're already a midfield car when it comes to cornering. That didn't take long. Okay. As I said, I'm not gonna live long, so I just need to rush these parts, get them out immediately. And even that might be too little, because there's still 3 days until we go to Jeddah. 13th, 9th, and 9th. May Senna have mercy on my soul, I guess. And also, we should probably manufacture these. I'm tempted to emergency manufacture these just to keep ourselves somewhat competitive. Because let's face it, we're not making it till the end of this year. I need to score points. We have the financials. Let's go for it. Also, I'm just going to check this. How are operational facilities? We should upgrade these. Get a little bit extra mentality oomph in there. Like so. But yeah, you probably kind of get what I was saying here with the AI is going to catch up and overtake us quickly. Let's see if we still have the same stats going into Jeddah. 5th, 9th, and 3rd. So we still have a very good chance here of scoring points. But let's take a look at the teams that can be kind of our rivals, so to speak. Austria's a good place for overtakes. Yeah, it's just the RS zones are kind of painful there. Let's see here what you guys have to say about the mess. The bullshittery has begun. Wouldn't it be cool if you could choose from track to track what downforce levels you want? Would be interesting, but I thought basically the game lets you do that, but with different designs, which would be fun if you could say make 2 designs at the same time with different configuration for a small performance loss, basically. You'll be finishing last for Brazil. No, I'm not getting points in Austria. I might be finishing last by Australia. What have I done to the AI? I made them get a lot of expertise whenever they do something. By the way, quick question. Don't you know if you answered it in a video previously? What percentage or condition should you be changing engine gearbox ERS? Basically, the way that it works is that... Let's see if I can find my powertrain here. Basically, the second they hit yellow, they get a much higher chance of getting problems, so to speak. I don't think there's necessarily anything bad about running them down until they reach orange. When they reach orange, it's basically that, you know, you cross your fingers and survive that far. You have a very high chance of getting errors when they're on yellow. So it depends on your financial situation. If you're safe, running yellow or even orange equipment is fine. If you need a little bit extra performance, you might want to get a new engine. Engine is going to be big for it. You also don't want to run any ERS that has... ERS or gearbox too are fine running basically orange. But you definitely don't want anything that has a mechanical failure on it, because that's going to slow you down massively. Even if this one is, say, over 50% with a yellow failure, I'd probably still use just a yellow 40% gearbox instead. So... depends a lot on what your situation is. Generally, it's going to be fine. But if you need a little bit extra competitiveness, yeah, buying extra engine airbox ERS can definitely help you score a few extra points. Two stops are a bad idea, Nieto, but they're fun. That's the thing. They carry risk, and that risk makes it more fun. And I think in this case, we might have to take that risk. And the thing here is that if we see that this is absolutely not going to work, I can do this. I can turn that medium into just a standard one. It's going to suck, don't get me wrong. But if I feel like this has no chance of working, we do have a solution. We do have a backup plan. So let's do it. Let's go full send. I always want to do this in Jeddah. I want to do this in Vegas, but then traffic just says no. I have no idea what the traffic's going to be like, so I kind of have a really, really bad excuse to try it. Now we have a way to secure communications. What? You guys making a code in my chat? Is that what's happening?
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race.
Most other teams have high tire preservation. Yeah, that's the problem too. You're not wrong, Andrew.
It's lights out.
Are you trying to get me to ignore what you're saying by saying Akavet before? It's a cheeky strategy, but... But yeah, as Andrew was saying, yeah, the other cars do have high tire preservation. I can't really play my tire games with light because they'll just have so much better tire preservation than we. We have to wait until we get our suspension. That is an amazing start from Verstappen, though, on a hard tire. I will give him that. I need to get a button that just plays the Super Max song whenever he does shit like this. Because that was a very, very good start, but Leclerc's already a second up the road on a soft tire. That's actually quite a lot of cars on a soft tire. Albon is copying me. But yeah, we are gonna just try and stay with the Ferraris here, honestly, on the hard tire. We will overtake them if given the opportunity. But I think we'll have a hard time winning here if Leclerc's already got 2 seconds within the first lap. Oh. I guess we ignore Norris then and push.
So you are now P11.
Because that's going to be the only way we now get something out of this.
1.6. Lando behind. Gap behind 2.6.
If we do get a red flag now, it's going to be very interesting with the tires because we only have 2 softs remaining. But if you consider that we're fighting basically for 3rd place, I don't think we're catching the Ferraris, I'll be perfectly honest. We're still looking okay. As Alonso gets one of the problem children, Van Dorn, out of the way. Danny Rick Pitts gets out of the way. Good, very, very good. The fact that Aston preferred Van Dorn over Perez is everything. It's kind of an interesting choice, yeah, but we did complain, and they did say that, oh, since you are complaining so much, we'll have the AI promote from within the academy, which honestly is fine if there is no good options out there. I don't think that was the case, though, for Aston, let's be honest, in this scenario. Enact Operation Colapinto eating salmon and drinking akavit. What is going on? Do I know if AI always save 2 mediums in every race or how they run free practice? It seems really random, Eric, how they handle practice, which is of course a bit of a problem because the AI does not necessarily save any mediums sometimes. Sometimes they'll save 2 mediums, sometimes they'll save 2 hards. So it's basically a bit like rolling a dice. So on some tracks where mediums or hards are preferable, you're going to have to manually save the tires that you want. Alonso's doing great at the moment. Verstappen is not doing too shabby either. Very happy with how things are going so far. How overpowered do I think the car has to be to get Mick Schumacher? But at least equal to Red Bull, I'd say, if the Red Bull has 2 high-rated drivers. Hey there, Impa. Starting 2031. That's a bit of an endurance save. I think for now, we're just going to allow Verstappen to run with Leclerc here till the end of the stint. Piastri has yet to pit. Same with Russell. They're stretching this a little bit too closer, I think. Van Dorn with a lock up there. That was the red flag that we needed.
There's a massive shutdown at turn 2.
Turn 2, isn't that us?
Could be a lot of debris here.
Isn't that... No, it is us. Is it just Leclerc and... I love this angle where I can just hear the incident but not see it. Love it.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today.
This year's Miami, Texas, 22 times Vegas. That sounds like punishment. Hey, Floof. You have acquired my attention. What do you want to do with it? Did Piastri pick up damage from that? No. Tires are fine. Leclerc's tires are fine. That could have been amazing for us, but Secret Agent Piastri couldn't finish the job. Did I have to remove the mod for the extended time shot? No, I didn't have to remove it. I just felt like it took way too much space, particularly if I was gonna play a bit of a slower session where we kind of do look at races, particularly now that we're getting to a point where we are going to be needing more micromanagement. I should do that. It would take a lot of time to set up though, so I would need probably some help to get that working. Why am I keeping my tires so hot? Because as long as they don't go over 130 degrees, you're actually pretty much fine. But it is time to pit, so I do appreciate you notifying me of my tires being hot, hot, hot. So Alonso is going to come out ahead of Stroll, and then we just need to make our way back up here, which should be doable with 15 laps to go. Verstappen is going to be in a little bit of a bigger pickle, but he should still be able to make something work. I don't think I want a double stack, and as long as we can take advantage of Norris, we will. First thing I would do is fire the French. Damn. There's a new participant who's entered the American-French Civil War. I do need to bring back that save too, to be fair. I do have a Discord server. You should be able to find it in the description, Ty. How is VCARB so strong and Mercedes so weak? The AI has gotten quite a big boost across the board. So probably by the time we go to Australia, we might be a midfield team, even though we're playing Red Bull. Did I not call you in? I'm getting to the point again where chat is grabbing my attention a little bit too much, and that is bad, because Verstappen is about to do a lap more than he should. As long as he can stay with Norris, it's not necessarily going to be a huge loss, but if he can't, it's going to be bad. Looks like it is going to be pretty bad.
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
Ah, I was hoping for something more. Bottas. What are our lap times right now? Clean stop from Verstappen. It should come out just by Stroll. 31.9. So we're gaining 1.5 seconds on Norris. Second on Hamilton. We're losing slightly to Piastri. But we're gaining more than a second on the cars around. And with 12 seconds left, Alonso could catch Norris there and take the last podium slot. Verstappen also snuck out ahead of Norris there. Not Norris, Stroll. I do think we should probably tune them both up to aggressive. I think that would be the play here. Just go aggressive. As Alonso clears Tsunoda, maybe. With DRS, we should be safe. Let's see here. Are the contract bugs solved? Yeah, for the most part. But when they fix them in 1.8. Get Flavio in. What would I suggest? I create a team with the lowest settings or a return to greatness with Sauber? Honestly, whichever you feel would be most fun. They both will probably play pretty similarly, depending on, you know, staff and drivers you pick. So it depends. Do you want to start fresh with a new team, or do you want to, again, just bring Sauber to greatness? Red Bull midfield? Yeah. Always chat's fault? Yeah, I need an out, Alien. And chat is that out. You know what, Jasper? I should time you out for saying that. Should definitely time out Floof 2 while I'm at it. I want F1 Manager 25 to be 2-player. It would be fun with a co-op, yeah. I'm no expert, but I'll be RTG, yeah. Road to Glory. Red Bull's manager needs to be fired. Completely ruined car within a race. I know. I'm such a horrible team boss. Legendarily bad. I do think that we have a chance to catch Norris though before the end of this. With Alonso. Damage limitation at that point. Let's go back to aggressive, go deploy here. See if we can close down these 2 seconds. And honestly, for Verstappen, he does have more tyre available. With 6 laps remaining, I think we go full attack. Gamble on closing down those 6 seconds. He's done a great job so far. So he might actually be able to pull that off. How different is this impossible difficulty? Well, we've been jumped by McLaren and Ferrari in terms of performance in Jeddah, the second race into the season. So it is impossible in the sense that you're not supposed to survive not even half the season before you get fired.
Okay, so car in front is now clear.
So it's basically just a funny little see how far you can get type of scenario. Okay, Alonso is actually running away, which is kind of what I want at the moment. I give you permission to go all out.
Head down now.
Okay, recharge off.
Okay.
Hands on lifting post for now.
Run away, Alonso, run away. Man's probably getting flashbacks to last season with Aston. Okay, you can run attack till the end. The only thing I need to do is just tune up fuel.
Back into the lifting post.
Just so I don't forget. Now I just need Verstappen to catch Norris and then I'll be happy.
Come on, mate.
Let me guess, Piastri got DRS there. No, we did. Beautiful. Hey, we also snatched fastest lap somehow. Honestly, let's push, deploy, and get another fastest lap. That shouldn't be an issue.
Overtakes available.
Okay, tune you down to aggressive and recharge.
Could I recharge off?
Still got
Max?
a couple of laps to play with. I don't. It is French. Then I need to reconsider.
So gap 1.5.
What GP do I think the whole grid will overtake me? Probably Miami, honestly. Maybe it's China if I'm unlucky. Verstappen just got the overtake done while recharging.
Right front is slowly getting a bit hard.
Focus on cooling the tires.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the second to last lap, so basically need to not forget about Alonso.
Just lift the coast.
Holy shit, I almost stayed and we almost lost a podium.
Okay.
You're going to reduce lift and coast.
I think we're going to allow Norris to overtake us in the first DRS zone and then we'll try and come back at him. Norris tires are 33%. If he does anything that is even remotely close to pushing, his tires are going to fall under the 30% limit, which means he's going to be a lot slower. So I think we are looking pretty good.
Okay, Max, you can cancel or reduce lift up where possible.
Time to go full send.
Okay, Max, all you've got. Certainly don't let any cars pass you.
Yeah, it's not a single one.
Rear left, bit on the one side.
Final lap science. We're not as far back then, 18 seconds. It's not great, but it's not the worst performance ever.
Press and hold the overtake.
I think if we're ahead at the end of this straight, we will be able to hold off Norris here. And that should be a decent enough result for us, because now there's going to be some back marks in the mix. And those are always fun. You didn't do your job, show. You were supposed to wear into him dangerously and aggressively. But we have broken DRS. Third and fourth is basically secured. Guess we'll look at Danny Rick instead. See if he can snatch 10th place from the Stroll. How are the tires? Stroll's worse for wear. We also do have fastest lap. Guess we should pay some respects to the Ferrari win. I'm off to watch the Arsenal football match. Hope you enjoyed, Ty. They are already developed so quickly in round 2 on Impossible, yeah. They develop incredibly quick because whenever they do a project, they get a 2.1% increase in expertise across the board.
P3.
So as you can imagine, it becomes very, very powerful.
Tidy drive.
Okay. Rush with as many engineers as we can afford. And we do need to manufacture everything before we go to Melbourne. So this is going to sting, but we're going to do one normal and we're going to do one emergency manufacture. Because as I've said multiple times, I'm not surviving this season. So we don't have to worry about the finances, which is hilarious for so many reasons. Okay, upgrade. Should start the second underfloor. Like, this is gonna look pitiful in terms of gains compared to the AI, but what I'm gonna have to do, I can't actually rush it either because expertise is gained daily, so by rushing it, I'm actually lowering my expertise gains. But at this point, there's literally nothing I can do to get more expertise quicker than just run projects normally. And that's gonna be a bit frustrating, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. With the suspension, we'll get 18%, 19% tire preservation. That will bring us closer to the AI, but not even close to what they currently have. So, yeah, it's still going to be rough. Okay. We're 5th, 9th, and 3rd in the 11 days leading up to the Australian GP. Where are we going to be once we get there? Any guesses? I wonder how abuse development can be if you're able to have the impossible mode benefits yourself. You probably could, because right now it's only affecting AI. So I would assume you would be able to change it so it only affects the player as well. What's better, research or a new design using intensive? Depends. If you are using intensive design or something that has a regulation change, it's not going to benefit you, because basically intensive is just at 1.5 times expertise gained daily. So if there's no regulation change for whatever you're using intensive on, it's going to be more, it's going to give you more expertise, but it's also 3 times the cost. So you do need to think that about cost cap. If using one intense design does not allow you to, say, run 2 research projects, or rather 3 research projects instead, if you have the capability, then the intensive design isn't worth it, honestly. It depends on, it's basically just comes down to planning. Intensive is strong, yes, you get 1.5 times the expertise for 3 times the cost, but if the 3 times the cost put you in a situation where you, say, have slots available at the end of the year that aren't being used, you are losing expertise over the course of a season. Verstappen definitely uses mods for real life in certain races. I feel like impossible mode would basically mean micromanaging everything. Yeah, to some degree. You're not wrong, Poconaldo. Nice to see you, by the way. 7th, 10th, and 5th are the bets. 9th, 15th, 7th. I'll be behind Alpine, okay. Or even behind Sauber. I'll be behind Sauber because Alpine have got their fastest lap. I got the fastest lap in the last race. 19, 19, 19. Oh. Similar to Moore's Law, but it's called Alpine's Law. You lose 2 places every race. What I want to see is a co-op mode game we can do with 11 players. I think I think that could be intense too, yeah. Okay, let's see. Most bets put me pretty far down. There's some being very hopeful, I'd argue. We shall see where we end up. I am upgrading facilities for the mentality boost. I'm not gonna lie, we need it. Is this still bugged? Is the question. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And the reason for that is because it says 24th of March. Let's pay overtime. Hey, it actually did work the way it was supposed to. Sometimes these add a week instead of, you know, not doing what they're supposed to. So I like to save just to be on the safe side. I need everything as soon as I can. So yeah, we're paying overtime for sure. Marty levels up. Better to push mediums until 30% and go in hards with 40 and 50% towards the end of the race. Depends very much on the race shack, because tires behave differently in terms of pace from race to race. If it's low deg, maybe. If it's high deg, maybe. If the difference between the tires are very minimal, maybe. So again, it depends very, very much just how much different are the tires on each track, things like that. So it's hard to just say yes or no as a straight up answer, because it just doesn't exist. Okay, we are gonna emergency manufacture a chassis. I never do this. It feels wrong. But I need every advantage that I can get. And again, this is not a joke. It's a plea for help at this point. Okay, filming in 3 days. I need to keep 1 slot open. Okay. Melbourne tomorrow. Let's cross our fingers for the car. And, damn! We're in trouble. Let's see. Alpine get the fast lap. You get an 800-point deduction. Yeah, Ignacio Urreta is amazing for the save editor. Probably should make my own engines. I assume you fixed the stream issue, Pocaneldo. Yes, I am depressed enough that I need a mentality boost right now, Alfred. So yeah. I wasn't joking when I said we'd be in trouble by the time we reach Miami. We might be in trouble by the time we reach Japan, honestly. Because Japan is another 2 weeks break. And then another 2 break for China. Another 2 break for Miami. So yeah, I don't think I was exaggerating when I said that this stream ends when I get fired. Because we're getting there. Very quickly. But we do have one tiny Uno reverse card, and that is that we do have some components to put on the car. And even that didn't help that much. I'll be honest. 15th top speed, 17th in low speed, which basically means that every team probably has their front wings. I would think. Ferrari, 0.070 low speed advantage. That is insane. Basically almost the same in medium. We're comparable in high speed, but they have replaced every single one of their parts right now. 80% cooling, 70% tire preservation with these stats is insanity. McLaren, a similar situation, but they're even further ahead on the low speed. We're not beating these guys in any low speed tracks. I'm gonna be honest. Now that's us. The Mercs have a slightly beat, but I didn't expect them to be this low. But I think this tells us that we're not beating Ferrari, we're not beating McLaren ever again. The Alpine has caught up in low speed cornering. But we're still ahead. We're still ahead. Thank the heavens. Williams caught us in low speed cornering. Same for the Haas. DRB. We're ahead of the kick. The Aston has gone ahead of us. We are gonna be fighting for points in Australia. Is the feeling that I'm getting. And that's gonna be a struggle. Yeah, we're still ahead of Alpine, unfortunately, Floof. You're actually slower than Alpine? I'm in trouble now. Yeah. Alpine are coming. Finally, a team you can beat. Oh, wait. This rate, I'm going to fight to survive. I'm going to fight to not get fired. So, the board, they're just medium happy at the moment. They're satisfied with my shenanigans at the moment. I think the second we force the season objective, and the second we start having, 9th and 10th finishes, which happens here, or in the next race, who knows? Things are going to go pretty bad.
For the Australian Grand Prix.
This is insanity.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Okay, so at the race start here, I have a couple of questions for everyone. The fact that Alonso's fighting the McLaren immediately is funny. We're running light. Where do we think Norris is going to finish? He's down in the midfield. Do we think he's going to get up into the podium? Same question for Sainz. Can Bottas hold on to his points? I think no, but never say never. How important is that to upgrade the weather center? Honestly, I put that as with the third least important building, alongside the CFD and the wind tunnel buildings, because the fourth strategy that the AI now gives you in 24 actually has perfect weather knowledge. So the fourth strategy already tells you what you can expect from the weather, funnily enough. So you don't really need a weather center. Which is weird, but also true. So yeah, not really important at all, unfortunately. Which difficulty settings I think are fair for a challenge? Right now, none of them, really. You need to probably edit the difficulties yourselves a little bit. Because you do need to disable the stat boost. The stat boost is very powerful even at 0.5%. To the point where you're not going to have a good time. The AI is going to dominate you. Not today, but within the next year, August 28th. Well, put it on my calendar, Jasper, and we'll do that next year. Is it still possible to out-research the AI? No, the AI also gets a massive research boost, so you can't even do that. Basically, I tested out the small research boost that the editor gives, and it's about 10% across the board for the AI. And that is a little bit more than what the player can do. With basically full research 24/7 from research opens up. So as you can imagine, it gets a little bit spicy. Slider manipulation won't out-research them? No. The way that the buffs that the editor gives is that it's just added expertise. So basically, it's like the AI is getting a lot more expertise than the player. So it doesn't matter if you place your sliders perfect, because the AI still get the same amount as if you place your sliders perfect, but they get them equally spread across all stats. So the AI still gets more research than you, no matter where you place it. When's my birthday stream, Nero? It would have to be in March, so still plenty of time. What about only lightweight parts? You can use only lightweight parts, that's fine. Like the ultra lightweight parts on the impossible difficulty, I would recommend everyone to try it because it sets the AI parts weight to 0. So it makes them very, very competitive. And it's a good way of doing it, honestly. So I would recommend trying that if you have the opportunity. Yeah, let's see if we can break away from Norris here. I'm getting distracted by chat again. I blame you guys, always. Because Norris is the threat here for the podium. At the moment. He's about to pit, though.
Car behind Norris.
And I would like to create a biggest gap as possible before he does pit. And degradation is less than expected, so we should be fine. Could maybe catch Piastri too by the end there. We still have a very, very good chance. You blame us, yet keep coming back to us? Yeah. I need something to blame. It's the rule of the land. But yeah, right now I just need these two boys to not crash into each other. And I'm going to be very, very happy. Which honestly means I probably should have done this a little bit earlier. Turn the high aggression down to medium. I'm wondering when Norris is planning to pit, though. Sainz is pitting now. And again, kind of what I'm hoping for is all of these guys holding up Norris, but I think he's actually fine. I think he has a gap here. Yeah, he has a gap here that he's going to come out ahead of Russell, but Russell's going to pit anyway soon, so... Yeah, Norris is not getting held up unless he stays out long enough for Sainz to close down the gap a little bit more. $20 laps. We have... Oh, Norris in the pits. Let's investigate. Hard tires? I think I've seen this before somewhere. So he needs to close down 28 seconds within 20 laps. Good luck, buddy. The worst current team in F1? It's unfortunately probably the Saubers, to be fair. If you look at just pure performance. With this, we might be able to launch one car into a position to actually do something to Leclerc by the end. Damn, Verstappen, you're not giving Alonso any chance. I could full send one car. Like have Verstappen go full send, full attack, put him on a soft tire. He should be able to catch Piastri. Because 19 seconds to pit stop. Okay, we have a funny decision here to make. Do I full send one car to try and chase down Leclerc? Basically have Verstappen act as a pulley right now to Alonso. Full attack, use the hards, pit him in basically 2-3 laps time for a pair of softs, and then try and overtake both McLarens with the laps remaining. Or do I play it safe? Do we do the funny or do we play it safe? What are we playing? Ferrari's running in Las Vegas, McLaren's running in Qatar, Abu Dhabi neck and neck. Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with that. Should be fun to watch. No, Mag is from Denmark. Our neighbors to the south who have a law that say that if a Swede crosses onto Denmark in winter on the ice, you can beat him with a stick, which is the best law ever. What is impossible difficulty? Basically, the editor ups the AI to a point where you can't beat them. To explain, we are currently in Australia, and while we have a midfield car, we are somehow on the podium. So, game needs a little bit more wrapping up. Funny for the content. Pit. Play it safe. Please let Charles win. Not catching Leclerc. That's a real law. Yeah, it's an ancient... Well, it's not an ancient. It's basically an old Viking-ish law that the Danes have. Sometimes the sea between Denmark and Sweden would freeze. And if a Swede made his way over to Denmark, you could legally beat him with a stick. Until he goes back. There's a bunch of weird and funny laws that Norwegian Swedes and Danes have against each other. I think we do the funny here with Verstappen because it's going to allow us to secure fastest lap. I still think we can catch Piastri no problem. I'm a little bit concerned about the fuel though. We might be in fuel trouble. If not, I will be slightly miffed. Because look, we are closing down with just 2.7 seconds behind. So, by deploying Alonso's battery now, that Verstappen is getting out of the way, he should get DRS here. We might be able to close down. We're also going to go full attack until we do. Clean stop from Verstappen, although we didn't really get to see much of it. We actually retained third. Now, this is the problem. McLarens. Holy shit. It's the McLarens. Get out of the way, Sauber. Alonso. But yeah, now we have Alonso part of the mix here. I think I'm gonna allow one of the McLarens to just overtake us here, because the tire advantage that we have is already huge. So all I need is to recharge, regain some fuel, and that's best done behind another car. So let's just slot in behind the McLaren. That works. Alonso's going to do the exact same thing behind the Ferrari.
Car behind Piastri.
Recharge on.
Which means we're going to have a fun end here.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Apple Quiz? Apple Quiz, unfortunately. Fuel should be alright, I think. Yeah, maybe. Proper cooked in fuel? We could be. We are going to be very close, at least. I think this worked out just fine, although I probably could have done the handover by the Rat Boy soon.
You just keep your head down.
Well, Stroll needs to play in the gravel for a safety car. Damn.
Okay, so car in front is now clear.
Good luck, mate. Always trust the funny option. Yeah, honestly, Floof, I could see me not scoring points next week. It's 2 weeks. It's the development cycle for the AI. Could have gone a 1-2 if I didn't pit. The thing is, I'm pretty sure Alonso would be fast enough that Verstappen would have no chance of following him, which is the main concern. So I decided to play it safe to push Verstappen. He would also have far less tire than
Look after these.
Alonso have.
I cannot push any harder than this.
That's fine. I don't need you to push Alonso. I just need you to play safe.
Recharge off when you're ready.
Copy.
Try and build a little bit of a tire gap.
To look after these tyres now.
Oh,
Okay.
look, the Haas and the Alpine are supporting the Red Bull master plan. That's actually not the worst place either to try and pull a gap. Maybe a little bit too soon.
The overtake.
If I noticed the master plan from the Haas there a little bit earlier, then it would have worked out just fine.
Look after the inter.
Okay.
Did he just say look after the Inter? GP, what tires are these?
Yes. Let's go.
Nice job.
Apple quiz, unfortunately, and very important that.
Let's go.
Japan will be Q1 out. Japan is 19th and 21st, even though they're just 20 cars. Yellow.
Just try to work the tyres as best you can.
Virtual safety car. No, you're joking.
Safety car deployed.
A full safety car?
Recharge on. Eyes on dash.
Van Dorn.
Yeah.
Let's watch these cars as they head into turn 10.
I'm pretty sure I said what Jasper wanted.
Second, the impact's made.
I thought we were in third.
Taken a knock.
Ah, my bad. That could have been a red flag, though, so I guess I should be happy with it being just a safety car. Well, my fuel is no longer a concern. Is anyone going to be stupid enough to pit? New bet. Is anyone going to pit? Pit Alonso for softs? He does have the gap for that. You're not wrong. But I might be a little bit too slow on the trigger. We will see. Clutch call. Provided the safety car lasts long enough here, which is kind of a risk. But it's a risk that we will happily take. No one else took that risk, though. Maybe I'm gonna be sad about that. We'll see. Let's just get everything prepped. I think we'll be fine, though. 5-lap safety car. January, I think we'll have 1-2 laps of racing, maybe.
So scope to work the tyres a fair bit.
Could be that this is gonna backfire horrendously. We'll see. That's funny, Jasper. Yeah. Well. Nah, it's still 3 laps. 3 laps to go after this one. I think we'll have more racing. I think it was actually the correct choice to pit here. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. Get the FIA on this. It literally said left cars will not be allowed to overtake. What is this bullshit?
Last lap.
It's ending in a safety car. I should have stayed out. That's my fault, though. I thought we had enough. Safety car ending. Yeah, 1 lap off. That's unfortunate.
Okay, check a flag.
Well, could have 1-3, ended up second, fourth. I think we'll take that. The car really did not deserve to get even close to the podium. But yeah, I did throw that one away. That's sad. That's unfortunate. Nah, that was my fault. Like, you guys give advice, but I'm the one that decides if it's good advice or bad advice, and I decided that was good advice and went with it. When I blame you guys, it's 99.9% a joke. That 1 out of 1,000 times I'm actually blaming someone, you'll know for sure. That's unfortunate, but still a good result. I've never seen that message though before. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. Usually it is. Lap cars will be allowed to overtake. Clearly Ferrari paid some monies under the table. Clearly, it's the only explanation. In this case, Vasseur printed out the diagrams. That's just funny, though, to be fair. But yeah, we are... Let's say we're not really midfield car. Well, we're basically midfield car, if you consider low speed and then high speed. But to be fair, high speed is strong in Australia, so I guess we kind of ended where we should. Chat wanted my downfall. Yeah, but that's just funny when chat wants my downfall. Italian mafia. Edit 5 mil to disappear from Ferrari. How to improve low speed? Front wing. Front wing is going to be your best bet. How are we feeling? We're still enthusiastic. It's not over yet. Stop the slander? What do you mean? I have it on video, Jasper. Clearly the Ferrari team principal intervened there to deny the overtakes. But yeah, 2 weeks till Japan. 5th, 9th, 19th. Do we have any new bets for where we're going to end up in the overall ranking? We're currently 13th. Oh, this is going to be sad. Hello, Parker. How you doing? The Ferrari cartel? Yeah. In Japan, I'm starting from Melbourne. Let's see. I'm almost run through all my money too, which is a problem. Need to upgrade the tour center so I can study my downfall. Nah, my driver should have improved by now. Clearly rigged. If I remember correctly, Miami should be right here, so yeah, we're gonna have to cut down a little bit of training here. Okay. 4 days until pain day. We're gonna emergency manufacture a rear wing. And we're gonna rush the other one. Like so. I love that my sponsor still wants to be my sponsor, but to be fair, we haven't done too shabby. We've had a rough start, basically. But we're still within expectations. Okay. Suzuka is today. What were our odds? What are we thinking here for our car? 2019. You can slander Ferrari, I will slander your team. Yeah, feel free, Jasper. That's just funny. That's just fun banter. I hope you don't take it personally. It's just in good jest. How's the AI currently doing in terms of performance and research updates? Well, in the base game, they're still inferior to the player. Like, you'll still dominate if you know what you're doing. But with this save setting I'm using, I'm having a hard time. Crashgate by Alonso? How's Rocky Alonso not improved? Yeah, exactly. We're cooked. It's better than Red Bull ERL. Slower than Alpine, it's happened. You think so? I call for a realistic mod that there's no reason more than 7 cars should finish. Voting just ahead of Alpine. Yikes. I see a lot of 19s. I only see 1 11th. 2 15s. We are the worst car on the grid. We're Formula Wee! Japan, the 4th race into the season, and the impossible difficulty has kind of caught us a little bit, but I do have the secret weapon of a front wing and a rear wing. And with that, we are still a midfield car. We're now a proper midfield car. Oh, this is so funny. Yeah, I would like that too, Tycoon, honestly. But right now, I'm just making the most fun that I can of this. Have fun, Jasper. Hope you enjoyed. Impossible is actually impossible? Well, it's getting there. This is the 4th race of the season. The Red Bull #1 car is now the 19th on the overall ranking, which I think is a little bit unfair. But we're definitely a midfield car right now. Ferrari has over 100 points of low speed, 100 points of medium, 140-ish points of high speed. 1.5 kph, 93% tire preservation. Yeah, I have no business being anywhere close to this vehicle. McLaren. Same deal, basically. Not as much tire preservation, however. Very disappointing. No, wait, that's us. Mercedes. Not as far ahead. Probably going to be one of the cars we might end up fighting. We're still ahead of the Alpine, the most important stand in the game. Think I'll do 3 more races then explode. Wouldn't surprise me. Williams is barely ahead of us in low speed. They have a top speed advantage. That's very slight. Still ahead of Haas. Our sister team is now the better team. Ahead of the Sauber. The Aston is slightly ahead. Yeah, we can still probably fight for some points, I would think. But I do believe by Miami, I will be completely outmatched. No chance by the time we get to Miami. But by starting, have fun, Cyberpup. Hope you enjoy.
You are from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a...
Okay, I think we're ready. Ready to suffer. Max DNF because he can't turn 53 laps. Medium is indeed the safe option, yeah. Floof being extremely positive in the hopes of reversing his curse.
Anticipation is
The fact that you're using reverse psychology on your own curse is insane.
here in the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out. Away we go.
Okay.
Decent stuff for one of our drivers at least. Let's see, I probably should consider switching the engines right now. They're hitting 50%. So we're definitely switching them out in China. Okay, I see soft runners. They might be forced to pit a couple laps earlier than they'd like, which would honestly be beautiful. Please, Hamilton. Get out of the way. We're coming for you. Honestly, this must be what, you know, if Hamilton had nightmares, that's probably what it looks like. Verstappen and Alonso side by side coming for him. Hello, Brute Trucker. Nice to see you. Pain for game, in this case, pain to more pain. To be fair, the only reason why Alpine got a double podium in Brazil is because Floof's internet cut out and he couldn't watch it live. I said it. It's the truth. It is my truth. I'm gonna live by it. We do need to slow down a little bit of usage of the energy variety. Let's see, gaps are definitely forming. Why is Leclerc behind me? That's scary. He should kind of just, you know, swoop by here. Do not let the Stroll past. We can accept the Ferraris, we can accept the McLarens. We will not accept the Stroll. This should be the real drive studio at Red Bull. I think it would be funny to see if they do pick up Colapinto next year. If they're gonna destroy another rookie. The Red Bull, that is. We will never see Leclerc again until he hits the wall. The thing is now, you can definitely see that we have reached the midfield stage because Stroll is overtaking us. Stroll! But we're also running undercooled there, and I feel like it's definitely more punishing to run undercooled in Japan than anywhere else. So we'll tune it up to standard. And even that might not be enough here. Yikes. This is one yikes moment. We're barely holding on to 10th here. Like, we're holding up all the back markers. Look at this. The gap to Russell is bigger than the gap to last place. Basically. The majority is on mediums. There are 6 cars on softs. But degradation-wise, they're following kind of the same pattern. We're the only outlier right now. Which means we could come back later on. Potentially. But there's no guarantees. I want to see what, again, Tsunoda and Hamilton do here. Both of them are pitting. I could gamble here on sending Verstappen around again. I don't think that necessarily is a bad bet. So we are going to do that. It should still be safe to Stroll. It's the thing. And this avoids any problems with double stacking. So we're sending Verstappen out around again. Virtual safety car. Of course.
That's positive.
Van Dorn.
Okay.
Here we are then, reaching turn 13. Oh, that'll be a costly crash as the car makes contact with the
I don't
wall.
think Sargent has crashed yet. Van Dorn has taken his job. Full-time 1-1 has to save. We're having fun. I'll also got a clean stop here. Came out in 8th. Norris and Leclerc can pit safely. We'll just have to hope that this virtual safety car lasts long enough that
4.8.
Verstappen can also take advantage.
Gap behind 0.5.
Because if not, it's going to be very, very sad. Only Hulkenberg has yet to pit alongside Verstappen. I was sure that this message was virtual safety car over as Verstappen entered the pits. It would have been peak. It would have been peak, just peak. I'm a genius. I told you to stay out. Don't worry, Nero. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. Of course I do.
No updates as of yet. But there's a lot of damage.
Are we beating them out as well? The undercut.
So currently P5.
We undercut Tsunoda. That's actually insane. That's actually insane that that worked out. Stuff was out of F1 for a reason.
30 laps.
Is it better or cheaper to put Pocher in the seat?
Just keep up the time management for the moment.
Cars in virtual safety car and under safety car auto harvesting. We're not manual setting it so. I don't think they're really auto harvesting. It's more like they're not using energy. Secondero. Particularly in the virtual safety car, you can lose a lot of time if you harvest. Because you might go slower than the Delta wants you to. And that's a bit of an issue. Okay, temperature is going to be a concern here.
BSC ending.
Probably need 65 degrees-ish. Honestly, it's fine if we get overtaken, but I want to consult the archives. Because I have a feeling that going full send might be worth it. Service says no. Just running standards should do the trick then, okay. Oh. This is supposedly 6 seconds quicker. Do we go full send? Do we do the funny again? The only concern by doing that would be if we overheat, we'll be in trouble and have to run aggressive. We cook them? Can split strategy? We could. To be fair here, I think Alonso we keep as he is. He's kind of nicely situated here. He has a gap up front. He has a gap to Stroll. Verstappen has the best gap to just go full send and go for it. So let's just do that. Let's just split it with Verstappen. We have Alonso kind of as a bit of a safety net. Let's see what we can do here then. Oh. Bye-bye, Noda. Bye-bye. I'm just happy you didn't take me with you.
Tyre temps still on the cool side.
Tire temps might actually be also an issue. That needs dealing with. I think I'm going to deploy it with Alonso just to make sure that he stays ahead of the Stroll. Use about 50% of his battery. I think you might be right, unfortunately. Probably should have put Verstappen on always defend. think that would have upped our chance a little bit. So I think what we're going to have to do is try and manage a little bit here. Try and get something to happen. In this case, we're just going to recharge and run aggressive. That should allow for some cooling of the tires. And then we can make a decision from there. Stroll has also gotten past Alonso, which is just annoying more than anything else. But that is what happens when we actually get a midfield car. Why are you getting good luck after I've been this positive? Because it's fake positivity, Floof. Not enough constant water. It's 2 millimeters. It should be okay. It's going to stay like this with a little bit more at times. I think it'll be just about fine if we have clean air to push in. And right now we're kind of struggling with the clean air part. Another virtual safety car. The other suspect. But that was savage.
Here's the replay. Now this is Logan Sargent.
Oh.
And that's the moment the car plows into the wall.
Love that Sargent has crashed, but it's like, we think Sargent is about to struggle. Pit now. It's way too early to pit. We still have 80+% of the tires left. The thing is, even if we pit, it's a virtual safety car. You just save 3 seconds. That's not worth it. If we pit max 20 seconds, we'd come out behind Russell. There's no real point in pitting here. If anything, it would be better to abandon this strategy and run these on light. That would actually have a better odds of finishing in good position. We can even still do that now and just run standard. And it's probably going to save us more time than pitting. So if we want to, if we want to abandon the funny strategy, it requires us to just run light. But I don't want to do that. I want to try it. Because even if we fail here, we're most likely going to fight Russell for 10th anyways. Tsunoda is going to be catching up to us. Stroll could also do the same. Both of them have quicker cars, remember? So I don't think there's anything really to be gained or lost really by switching strategies at this point. We're still just going to go full send and see if maybe we can turn something to our advantage. Okay, are we getting a virtual safety car ending at a good spot here? The middle of a corner is basically the best place you can get it. So we will take that. Not really close enough here to... Excuse me, I think I got some sneezing stuff from Floof. It suddenly came over me. Give me a sec. Ah. Yeah, I think our best bet here is trying to just clear Hamilton and work from there. Russell does have a little bit of damage. Rick could cause a safety car at any point if his stuff explodes. We can actually check if it is viable. It's engine, so if that goes bang bang, that's the safety car potentially. So we still have options running around the track for making this more exciting. Which sounds weird when I call it options, but it literally is what it is. There is little to gain with this strategy. I don't disagree, Atu. But the idea is that hopefully we'll be able to make something happen with a better tire towards the end. Because right now, everyone is quicker than us. But the AI likes to... The AI will definitely run these tires till the end, most likely. So I'm gambling on being able to catch up to them after I've pitted. I'm going to try and basically hold Tsunoda up. I'm going to try and hold Hamilton up if we get the overtake done. And that's basically what's happening. It's happening because I can't get away from them. Like, Tsunoda is a second behind us. we should be able to get the overtake here on Hamilton. But the question is then, can we actually stay ahead? And that's going to be a bit of a bigger issue, I think. So we got the overtake done, which should fix any heat issues that we have with the tires. And then we just run these into the ground, and then we take it from there. That's going to be the play. Alonso might also get Stroll if this continues. So we're not out of it yet. We're not in the best position, but 8th and potentially a better position is still on the table. Russell has found a wall. This is actually one that I want to take advantage of. Alonso, no point really. He still has a lot of tire left. Anything we do with Alonso is basically just ensuring that we can't do anything with the 3 ahead of him. It would basically be securing 9th. If we pit Alonso here, it would be in the hopes that we get a safety car immediately after. I do think we pit Verstappen, yeah, so then we'll run the tires a little bit slower. Yeah, I think we are getting another virtual safety car or something. But I think we can pit Verstappen, manage the tires somewhat. He will come out basically behind Stroll, Tsunoda, and Hamilton. But I think we'll catch Stroll by the end at least. Hamilton, Tsunoda, it's probably still too early to pit is the thing, to catch them. We needed 5 more laps for that. A little bit undecided here, not gonna lie. That puts Bottas into 10th. Well, Albon could do something here. The only reason why I'm thinking of pitting Alonso is because that would allow him to... But yeah, there's no real point. It is as you say. And again, we only saved 3 seconds.
BSC deployed.
It's not a full safety car. Honestly, I think we stay out. I think we would lose out by pitting Verstappen too soon. It is 3 seconds, you're not wrong. But I think it would just... I just think it wouldn't be worth it for these 3 seconds here. Basically, I think I can if I pit in 5 laps time, as I said.
Okay.
Gain more than 3 seconds by just having a lot more fresher tires. By getting more out of these. This is the first season, but it's impossible settings, so we're now a midfield team. Appreciate that, Floof, thanks. But yeah, Red Bull has fallen off, one could say. Yeah, we're gonna push until 15 or so laps remaining, maybe a little bit less. But honestly, if this keeps up, Verstappen could make something fun happen. Still. Get a little bit aggressive here just to heat up those tires a little bit more. But yeah, we're not going to be able to hold off Hamilton here. It's not going to happen. Hamilton is just that much quicker than us. So it's basically just building a gap. When we pit, we're going to be behind Alonso. We can use team orders to get by him, and then we try and get both cars by Stroll. That's going to have to be how we do it.
Had a crash. What happened there?
I will be pitting both. Did I just see an Alpine also being part of that? I looked away for a second. Yes, it is safety car. We are pitting both of them for new tires.
Recharge on. Keep the dash positive. Dash
Hopefully we can get out ahead of Hamilton here with Verstappen.
Nice and positive on the brakes.
Alonso has a huge gap down to Bottas. He should be fine. Maybe we get another Verstappen podium.
It's a fairly heavy accident. There's a lot of depth in the start finish.
Danny Rick has been found guilty of causing the crime. Alpine supremacy lives on. I'm pretty sure I have put, yeah, both of them are pitting. But thank you for giving me a heads up. Both of them are set to pit. Both of them are set to go and get a new Inter. So it has been already set up, Remco. Okay, I need a perfect stop right now.
I'm in.
Just look out at pit lane entry, Max. Could be slippery.
Yeah.
I swear, if Tsunoda blocks me from exiting, I'm going to be sad. That looks slightly delayed. But we are out ahead of Hamilton. That's all that matters. We're out ahead of Tsunoda. That's all that matters. Clean stops. What about Stroll? Yeah, he also had a clean one. Tsunoda had a clean one. We are retaining.
So currently P5. Piastri ahead.
Okay. Alonso, are you... Sorry, not Alonso. Bottas, are you going to have a clean stop here?
Car behind.
Are the Sauber's going to score before the Alpines do? Clean one from Bottas. This could get spicy then. Lap cars may now overtake.
Okay, you check the temperature.
I think we'll just go full attack till the end, lads.
Just reel them in.
Yeah, Max, you are free to start to reduce your lift up.
Okay.
Hello, Sad.
Tire temps stabilized or not yet?
Tire temps have dropped.
Clearly, the safety car needs to go faster. We need to lodge a complaint. Settings are ready. It's actually kind of fun. Honestly, really fun. Did Ocon stay out? No, everyone got into fresh tires, don't worry.
Car ahead is Piastri. Okay, so car behind is Hamilton. 13.
Yeah, let's go back to neutral. I want to try and see if I can get Alonso up into 6th here. That would probably be the best thing that we could hope for. Unless, of course, the Ferrari and McLaren decide to take each other out. It is wet. It could happen. Let's go back to full attack. We haven't really cooled the tires down as much as I'd like. But we cooled them down enough. And we are running out of laps to do this full send. Yeah, you can do that, Michael. It's been in the game for a while. It's less powerful in this year's game, though, than it was in last year's. Okay. 1. Ha ha ha. No, I got denied. Okay, that's bad. Focus a little bit too much on one. The other one got overtaken. Are we gonna do a double squeeze here? Okay, Verstappen, you are gonna hang back a little bit. If I deployed with Verstappen, I think he would have been fine, but I didn't, and that's an issue. I think we can still fix this, but temps are an issue, but at this point it's just full send till the end. There's nothing else to do. Oh, Alonso. Hello. See if we can have Verstappen cause enough pain for Hamilton so that Alonso gets away. Okay, now we turn that down to neutral. For Verstappen, we turn that down to medium. We still keep him on always defend. 5th and 6th, I'd say this is an acceptable result, all things considered. It's lucky with the safety car. Let's see if we can keep this going till the end, though. I think Bottas is lacking a little bit of speed there to get that done. Looks like we might be safe. Can Bottas send it into the final corner?
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
No DRS.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We end up 5th and 6th. Tsunoda comes 7th. Hamilton 8th. Stroll gets some points. Albon steals the last one. Ocon somehow falls down to 13th behind a very, very damaged Hulkenberg.
Thank you for everything in that race. Leave it P1. Jump out.
That is a bit unfortunate. I'd say that's a good result, though, considering what the car looked like.
Well, that really was a stunning performance from the Red Bull driver today.
That really was such a strong performance, and they come away from today with a top 10 finish. Amazing.
To get better enjoyment? Are you looking for more challenge? Are you looking for chill experience, F1 boy? What are you looking for in terms of enjoyment?
Hard to see this moment.
How can I get the editor mod for the Xbox? Unfortunately, the editor is PC only. Can't really edit anything Xbox saves. Does anyone know what slides adjust to every department designing? I do have a couple of guides on my channel, Grayo, that go through that. I think Akovic was mentioned a bit too much. Yeah, I think so too, Jasper. I'll keep an eye out next time. You could beef with Bottas. But yeah, the editor is basically just PC only, unfortunately. No DRS, really? Yeah, it's rain. If it's over a millimeter, no DRS. I'm pretty sure, Grayo, someone already did that and put it on Reddit. So if you search up like narrowback sliders on Reddit, you'll probably find a Reddit thread of that. But yeah, 5th and 6th, not too shabby. Like, we're still 2nd in the World Championship. I think the board would still be okay with me. Maybe, we'll see. But basically, I've run out of tricks now. I have no counter to what's going to happen in China. And if we are the... yeah, I have no counter to what happens in China. This was our car. And we pulled it into 5th and 6th. Look at this monstrosity. Why does my affiliate never join F3? I've tried everything on it and she just remains out. That's one of my pet peeves too, Kim. Basically, there's no way to get your drivers into F3 or F2. The teams need to pick them. So even if you have an affiliate, if they never get picked for F2 or F3, they're just wasted like that. There's nothing you really can do to make it happen, unfortunately. Okay, so we can take a quick look here now at the cars, and let us start with Haas. We're outperformed by the Haas. Are we outperformed by the Alpine? Yes, the Alpine has now outperformed us. The fated day has come, where the Alpine should be a lot quicker than us. And honestly, I'm just gonna... Just give me a second here, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go digging and find my save file. I'm gonna pop it into the database editor, and I'm gonna give you a performance chart where you can kind of see just how the AI has developed over these first 4 races. Because this is the 5th race of the season. So if we do a little bit of this... This looks so funny. Okay, I think it's this one. No, that's the wrong one, but... Honestly, that's the wrong one, but it'll be fine. You'll see it a little bit better on stream. So this is the development of every single team. Do you see something funny here? In terms of the expertise levels that everyone is at. So with our development, we've been able to push Red Bull close to 70% here. We're at 68.26. This is basically where we will stagnate. And over the course of the season, we might be able to push this up to 72. Maybe 73. McLaren and Ferrari, as well as Mercedes, are already at 87 and above. They're getting close to the cap. So as you can imagine, this would be basically impossible from here on out. Points would still be possible if I manage, but it would be a lot more micromanagement. To the point where I probably would have to spend even more time per race than I have so far. But, do you know what? I'm gonna save it here. And we might revisit this. I might revisit it as a video. I might revisit it in a future stream, and we can try and micromanage ourselves to points in China. But I think we are going to try and simulate a couple of races here now, just to see how destroyed the team is going to be. And maybe we'll get some points for Alpine too if we're lucky. But yeah, basically it takes, as you can see, 5th race with Red Bull in Season 1, impossible settings. Yeah, this is the first season. It's impossible settings, basically in the editor, and even with impossible settings, we are getting destroyed. So, yeah, you can try this. It's actually kind of challenging and fun, but I've been developing the car as well as I could. Taekwondo. I've been forced to develop to rush projects. But that doesn't really have a huge effect here. Basically, I'm losing out on a 0.5% expertise, basically. So development has been pretty optimized. But the thing is, if I didn't speed up those initial projects, I would not have scored points in Australia. I would not have scored points in Japan. Let's just put it like that. So it's basically something that was forced upon me. But yeah, we're going to simulate just a little bit here to see where we end up. And how soon we get fired. So, sprint. Look at that. Max Verstappen scored points. How on earth did he pull that off? Okay, maybe we won't get fired. Maybe I have to simulate the entire season. Which would be funny, because there is a development cap of 100%. Van Dorn crashed again? Of course he did. I'm also falling behind on parts right now because I haven't been manufacturing as much as I should. Probably should change this also to help my drivers out a little bit, but 9th and 17th is where we're starting. It's funny how Alonso went to Red Bull and immediately got a GP2 car. That is how it works, yes.
Now, didn't Fernando Alonso look really great out there today?
What do we think this is? It's points. Alonso got points. I see a singular point for the Alpine. Verstappen 18. I assume he has some engine damage. I really should change out the engine before this. But somehow the simulation is still dragging our cars to points. P11 floof. Let's go. I'll come back, David. But yeah, we're basically gonna manage the team a little bit here now. Just simulate through some of this and see exactly when I get fined. Because as I mentioned here, we should be getting fined within really a short amount of time, which sounds silly, but it's true. And I'm gonna develop the car optimally for this season as if there isn't a regulation change. But yeah, Verstappen's car did have a powertrain failure, kind of what I expected. It is, in fact, the engine, so that caused also a little bit of problem for him. We do need new parts here, which we should be getting, so that's not a problem either. Yeah, I'm gonna be simulating a little bit more now, Skitty, because we're also gonna have another look at just where we end up in terms of stats here, because look at this. Look at the gaps that are starting to form.
Safe to say that the Red Bull
As it turned out, China was actually the last time we scored points this season. So with that in mind, you would expect me to get fired rather quickly, of course, because you only scored points for the first 5 races of the season, and the remaining 19 we scored absolutely nothing. And that's the funny part, we actually survived till the end of the year, and as it turns out, depth is going to be the biggest contribution to you getting fired, because at the end of the year we had gotten Red Bull down to a fairly low position in the championship, and even so I wasn't fired. I received 3 warnings, and let's be honest here, the AI developed incredibly rapidly. We were completely outmatched by basically Japan, definitely by China and the races thereafter. As you could imagine, Red Bull shouldn't fall from grace that quickly and become a midfield car and then a back marker. But that is basically what the Impossible Challenge is, and it's kind of fun to try that out. It's probably a little bit overtuned. Ignacio Urreta has actually released an update to that, which is going to make it quite a bit better, quite a bit more fun. And I'll be testing that out probably in the coming week. Patch 1.9 is also coming, which is going to bring some new stuff. But yeah, but that was basically it for the stream. I don't know if I cut this video down long enough that I should. It's still a couple of hours long. So let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.